treason, the act of committing betrayal of one's own nation, one's own country. It's one of the most looked down upon crimes that you can commit in the American society. It's punishable by death for very good reason. The first major treason case that ever occurred in the United States was committed by none other than the infamous Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold's life is very rocky and full of hardships, and as we see in the book Traitor, the case of Benedict Arnold by Jean Fritz, the way he's raised and the way he lives the rest of his life, it's all leading towards a major decision in his life that we see it's his downfall overall, and he gets punished for it time and time again throughout the book. Benedict Arnold, we see in the book, has a fairly rough childhood. His parents don't do a very good job. His father is a drunk, so he gets abused as a young child, and he grows this feeling of want for glory. He wants power. He wants to be accepted by the rest of society. As a child, we see in the book, he becomes the town daredevil. He climbs burning buildings. He is swinging off of mills that are going through the water. He just is thriving under this idea of being praised by the rest of the town, and that goes on to become his overall downfall, as he wants this feeling of desire and praise and glory to be continued, and he wants the entire country to be praising him, and it becomes his overall downfall, and he will do whatever he wants, whatever he can, in order to achieve this goal that he has. The book goes over many conflicts that occur in a Revolutionary War, which is the time period that this book takes place in, and the time period that Arnold grew up in. Arnold fought in the war, and he was constantly hoping for glory. He wanted to be a hero. There were constantly heroes popping up during this time. Alexander Hamilton, George Washington, many others, Paul Revere. They were all these heroes that were getting idolized and praised by the rest of the nation, the 13 colonies. And Arnold wanted in on it. He wanted to get as much power, as much fame, as much glory as he could possibly get from this war. And eventually the war turned on him in a way. And we see this happen, and the ramifications that come from this are immense. And Arnold makes a decision that has to do with West Point, which is a key point in the war. And if Arnold succeeds, it could mean the end of the American goal as we know it. The Revolutionary War, it could be won by the British, and the entire world could change. The book itself is written very well. It's a good read. It's easy read, but at the same time, it makes the reader inflect in a way that I've never felt before. It brings a new light to this point in history, where most history books explain this part of history in the exact same way. They don't really mention Arnold, which is interesting because he played a major part in a lot of the battles in the war. But because of this major act that he committed, his gravestone doesn't even have his own name on it. That's how immensely important his decision, how treacherous it was, that his decision that he made to go against the American people. And it just makes, before you read the book, you wonder what could he have possibly have done for people not even to want to read his name when they go to a graveyard. So yeah, I highly recommend the book. It's a good read. It makes the reader inflect about this period, this time period that most people only know one side of. And